How about? Rahul. Let it be known that that's how we greet each other. All over. All right? Rahubat. Or Rahub. Or Rahubat. If you want to say peace, you say Hotep. All right? But that's what it means. Rahubat. Greetings. This word right here, Rahubat, means greetings. So when you hear us all over the web saying it, all right, that's what it means, Rahubat. Sound a whole lot more powerful than hello, don't it? Rahubat. When you seeing someone off, you use wadu. Wadu. Why? Who can explain why? Why Rahubat? Somebody give me a brief answer as to why Rahubat. Rahubat, I see you. Why Rahubat? Why is it that? Anybody know? Anybody been paying attention? Okay. You got it 50% on point. Okay. The light that no human being can deny the importance and vitality of is the sun. Right? It was referred to as Re or Reye or Ra. Okay? So when you say Ra, you are referring to the sun. Okay? Which was brought here by way of whatever force you would like to call it. God, the divine, the universe itself, or occurrence as a force. And it exists so that you might exist. Does anybody think that they would be living the life they're living without the sun? If you talk to somebody and they feel like they be living this life, how they're living this life with all things provided for them without that sun, after you diagnose them, slowly back away from them. That may be a glitch set up to trap you. You understand? None of this would be here without the sun. So what comes first in our greeting to people of the sun? Rahubat. Rahubat. What comes first? Ra, the sun. You were never to forget the sun. Don't let them tell you it's sun worship. We didn't worship suns. That's not what it was. It's just one of the ways that it needed to be translated for people to understand it. We gave reverence to the sun. We acknowledged the sun. But we didn't get down on our knees, right, and worship. We knew the importance of the sun. We lived by the sun. Those are who I'm speaking about. Who are some of your ancestors. All right, Ra. Also referred to as Aten, okay, or the golden disc. So you had Ra, all right. Then you had Hub, is the word you're looking for. I see you with the who, all right. You picked up on it. You have the word Hub or hubby, which was saying my love or beloved or loved one. like the word Dawood, which is David. You understand? Which means beloved. And if you've been walking with me, you know I've already broken that down, explained to you even how the GDs got that science of King David. David was Dawood, right, which is beloved. And when you say beloved backwards, what did you get? Develop. Hence the reason for growth and development. And riding with the 6-pointed star. The same star that we will be used to what? Trap the devil. Stay with me. So we have hub, ra, hub, meaning what? God, or ra, loves. All right? When you add the AAT on the word rahub, all right, as a greeting, it becomes plural. You understand? So if I say nectar, which is a word that got to the conscious community, they won't tell you where it came from or why it's being used. All right, nectar or nejar, which you will actually hear pop up in a movie called Stargate. Go back and watch it. They were saying Naturu, right? Which is Neteru. That U was saying plural. Just the way act is saying plural. The one. So if I say nectar or nejar, I'm saying a God or a divine being, as you may call it. More specifically, somebody who is skilled in a certain area. A doctor, a master, or an overseer. Someone who has a high-ranking position. Either one of these would apply. So nectar will be a singular person. I point to you and say you are a nectar, right? And if I'm speaking to a group of people who I would refer to as a nectar, I will call them neteru or neterat. Neterat. So when you say rahubat, you're saying more than one, all right, person is loved by God. Which means what? God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Do you understand? Which is why you have a So the son is the reason you have a spirit or a ruh, okay, which is a soul. Or that you may know, which means what in ancient Egyptian language? Ruh, R-H, go look it up. Ruh means to know a thing. So even when you say ruh, or ruh, it's all the same thing. Ties you back to the sun, correct? Okay. So God loves everybody. You understand? You want to know how the sun loves you? Okay? Because it's still shining. It's still yielding you energy that helps you survive and thrive. The moment the sun don't love you, it'll tell you. It'll tell you. Because time will be up. And it will no longer razek. It will no longer be like risk had to endure. It will no longer provide for you. And the word risk or razek means to provide. Does the sun provide for us? Anybody in here with the highest degree of science possible? It doesn't take that to know that the sun provides for you. If you ever felt sick and you walk out into the sun, what happens? You begin to heal. Even the dogs do it. The animals will do it. Anybody feeling sick, you go out into the sun and you heal. Which is why when the great sickness struck the planet as an idea, the idea they used to counteract that science was stay in the house. When you were supposed to be what? In the rays of Re. In the light of the sun. You understand? Why are people in the Caribbean sick? Well, ask the people in the Caribbean, what are they doing? Why are they sick? But just, do you know that the sun is accessible to all of you, not just people in the Caribbean? And you also know that it doesn't just mean that if you're in the sun, you will never get sick. underlying causes of your sickness, inheritance of illness, or disease. The sun is not to do with love. Well, how about this? Go to that. See you later. Right. Even on a cloudy day, there's the microwave effect. All right. Or the y'all familiar with that? How many people been reading the books? Because you should be if you're reading the books. The sun helped me with my headache when I was younger. Exactly. The sun heals. Warmth heals, and the sun yields warmth. How many people heard something? You get an illness, even what do you call it? Injury. What do they tell you to do? Go get a warm compress. You understand? It's healing and warmth. So yeah, the sun here. So that's to answer your question, or answer the question, what is Rahubat, or why is Rahubat? Why is Wadurd, or Wadu? Why? Because that word Wadurd in Arabic means my loving. All right? The first words we were given in Nuwapu, okay, with the language Nuwapik, was Rahubat, or actually specifically Rahub and Wadu. It was all about love. It was all about love. Never forget that. Then the rest of the language was revealed as time went on to those who were immediately there, and then documented, all right? And it was encouraged that it be taught to all of those who found their way home. In the spark of what was referred to as, and has still been referred to as, the golden age, all right, which is Nuwapu. Really, Nuwupu. And why? NWB. All right? Nuwabu meant golden or gold. So when people are saying, I am a Nubian, what they're really saying is, I am a new being, or I am a person that is made new or renewed by the sun. Even when you say renewed, all right, renewed, the word re or re is right there, ra, by the sun age, as there were different cycles that we were passing through. You understand? Which represented the rise and the fall of wisdom and knowledge. The moon cycle says not many people would be awake. Because what do most people do when the moon is out? Okay. And the sun cycle said many people will be awake. Because what do most people do when the sun is out? Okay. So here we are in that sun cycle, all right, as it's only begun. And their whole thing, oh no, we have a problem. The sun is clear and evident now, shining off of certain people who are standing tall in it, letting off what's called a corona. Go look it up. And they saw 19 of us. You understand? And they said, this is a problem. Go watch the movie Independence Day, Resurgence, because I told you to watch that a long time ago, right? And I told you who the lady and the role of the president was, right? Was anybody paying attention? I said, that's Kamala Harris. Now, you go watch the movie, you won't be able to unsee it. Don't say I never told you what their plan is. I told you that years ago. You understand? And in the movie, Independence Day Resurgence, they were trying to get all the world to work together. So we have a common enemy, Ronald Reagan. We have a common enemy. We have to all come together to fight this enemy. Let's get together. And what will be that enemy? An extraterrestrial threat. But who are the extraterrestrial beings that they're afraid of or nervous about? What is it that they're watching and clocking? You understand? So, if this government and the powers of the world have already proven what they're capable of, and it's great evil, right? And that they come in the name of Shaitan and do the works of Shaitan. How do you know that? Well, the lying, the murdering, okay? When they spoke and said, John 8:44, the lust of your father ye will do. The one who was called Jesus in that story was speaking to the leaders at that time. That would have been me speaking to the leaders that y'all tell me not to call their names out. In this time, the ones who everyone thought knew what was up, the keepers of the law, you understand, who claimed to be of the chosen ones, who would have been referred to as the Yiddish. So what people did was they took that to mean, oh, because there were some that Jesus had to call out, that let's run with the narrative that Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9 is saying that the ones who call themselves Yiddish or Yus or Jews are not Jews. They ran with that narrative. That is not what it said. It said, we know the blasphemy of those who say they are and are not. There's a difference. One of them helps you push your racial narrative that says that the chosen are melanin dominant only, and that we are gods of the planet somehow just because we have the melanin dominant gene. And then we get into the conversation of power. I said, well, talk to me about power then, and control, and the ability to rule, because that's what gods do. That's what gods have. And you look around and see that the majority of the beings who run this planet are not melanin dominant beings. Therefore, having the melanin dominant gene does not make you the gods of the earth. You understand that? What will make anybody the god of anything is just that, being the god of it. Can you guide it? Can you guard it? And can you guard it? 3 different words, phonetically equivalent. Can you guide, guard, and guard the planet? Yes or no? And so the test is spawned. So when people are coming out and saying we're the chosen, you have to be able to side-eye them too. Because how do you know just by looking at me and you see that I'm apparently what you call black, that I'm with you? Hence the confusion. Hence the ability to be infiltrated. So apparently my phone got too hot type shit. My phone overheated. It said, okay, I said. I overheated, my phone said. Yeah, I replied. Roll back. Yo, you said it's freezing? I mean, I don't know what to tell. I mean, I was cooking up. Shit said, "Hey, look, you hot." It just cut. It cut off. Said, I'm hot. I'm heating up. I'm overheated. Yeah, I could have did stand up. Chose to stand up. I see. Obama phones can go live now. All right, what we got? Anybody got any more questions? What's going on? Let's keep it going. You already know they overly fuck with the numbers. We not worried about that. I'm telling you. Since I posted that video, 6,000 followers came through. They overly fuck with the numbers. Do the math. That's just since I posted the video saying what happened. 6,000 more people done came through. Yeah, I did it. I said, yeah, in the moon cycle, people sleep. Sun cycle, people woke. That's what it's supposed to be. How am I so patient? I've been doing this so long. Nigga be crashing out. They ain't been doing this long enough. What's the situation that I'm explaining? Where did I get the inspiration? Dr. Melakazi York. He gave his whole life. And he did 22 years. So I think he expired for the next 50 years. I think I got enough inspiration to take it somewhere, at least. At least somewhere. In what way can you show the world? Me particularly, or you, like us? He don't know that nigga. I don't understand where that's even. Just help me out on what you even talking about. The next 100 years of inspiration? Yeah, I got enough. Yeah, I got enough inspiration until my life. How about that? I'm locked in. I don't know if people understand what I'm telling you. That type of shit that took place, that scared people away from doing what I'm doing. It don't scare me. I expect it. That's why I told y'all what's going on already. That don't scare me. I went right into protection mode. Get everybody out. And ready to go to war. First thing I went for, my sword. I'm ready. That's why we ain't showing the little shit no more. It's a bigger war. Remember I used to tell y'all, people say, why do you post guns in your videos? They ain't gonna go none of them Republican white folks pages talking about why they got guns. They be shooting them all in the woods and shit. Nobody gonna call them no thugs or nothing. Soon as we show a gun in a country where we can carry them, motherfuckers act like I'm raising a damn terrorist militia. So I addressed it. Said I actually teach my brothers to carry guns because they not shooting fair ones. Is it not clear yet? They said they just stopped another nigga on the way to one of the Republican conventions. Nigga had an AK-47 in a bag. They said, what's this? He said, it's my cousin's. I added that in there. That didn't happen. Fuck you on the way to the... This nigga was on the way with the AK. But what I told y'all, I said, hey, they got a second bullet card. They gonna try that shit again. But they not intended to miss. But why? That's the question. Why you gotta do all that? If Trump is not a problem and they feel like they gonna really be able to convince everybody enough, okay, then you don't gotta kill them. But I'm gonna tell you, knowing them, they card is really Kamala. That's their card. That's been their card. Because they already played the whole first black president thing. Melanin dominant people don't give a damn no more. You know what I mean? In the back of melanin dominant people's mind, they know Obama ain't do shit for them. They just was glad to see a nigga in office. It was just a celebration. But they know that nigga ain't do shit. What Jessica, I think Jessica had said something. She was like, he put a lot of money into the colleges. Bro, 90% of us don't even be over there. We don't even go there. We don't go to the damn colleges. HBCUs don't even be full of us no more. You don't know? You walk into an HBCU, see a whole bunch of Mexicans in that bitch. Historically brown colleges. You didn't know that? I went over there. They took Morehouse to a whole nother level. Morehouse, you did. The motherfuckers built Morehouse immediately. He said, need more house homes. We're on it. Telling you something. Put it into the colleges. It didn't help our communities. So they done with the black card. They can't say, oh, we've been about to put a melanin dominant person in office. So they're going to try to convince you that Kamala Harris is black again. Remember she tried it and y'all wasn't going? They're going to try to convince you again that she's black. How they doing it? They used Joe Biden and was like, I'll tell you what a black job is. It's Kamala Harris. Bro. So, what? Okay. First of all, huh? All right. I thought the whole point of the black job shenanigan was that ain't some shit everybody wanted to have. So now everybody that's black and what? They supposed to be a black job is president. The immigrants coming to take black job president. Huh? I'm not saying like what he say. I'm saying like who this makes sense to. Who do it work on? That's why I told y'all we can't go all the way back down there. We're just going to send lifelines. Can't go all the way back down there. What? I'll tell you what a black job is. It's Kamala Harris. Like, bro. Then you say, I got COVID. What? I'm sick. I don't understand what the fuck they even doing now. It don't make no sense, do it? So they gonna use Kamala Harris. So she not black, brown, or beige. Do y'all know that? That's the first black pale woman we done ever seen. Hey, look. The first black pale woman ever. She not black, brown, or beige. She ain't none of that in between. But they are going to convince people that she's black. I don't know how it's going to work, but down there, it works. She's an islander. Which island? Which island? Let me know. So the next black woman president will be Kamala Harris. The first man will be a Caucasoid. It's amazing. It's amazing. She from which part of Jamaica? Which aisle of Jamaica is this exactly? Can't be the fruits and vegetable aisle. This is where they put all the eggs and milk. Dairy. She from the dairy aisle of Jamaica. And they're going to convince people. And people are going to, that's why they're trying to gear it up now so he could probably step down.
You know how many ethnicities are in Jamaica? It's not just black.
I don't care about that.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the people.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't care about that. I'm saying they finna still pull the wool over the people's eyes.
It's called the West Indies for a reason.
I seen this sticker that said, Joe and the whole gotta go. Hey, listen. White folks gonna lose their mind to come out. No, white folks they not gonna believe it. They trying to convince y'all to believe it. They not gonna believe it. They not gonna, listen, they wouldn't know how to be racist to her. Like, which part do they be racist to? And then the husband gonna be there. It's like, he white. They ain't gonna know how to be racist to her. They only logical response when she come around, if they racist, is just to drink something. They not gonna say nothing. They just gonna fill their body up with fluids. They gonna reach for the nearest bottle of whatever it is, water, orange juice, beer. They just gonna take a sip when she comes around. They don't know how to deal with that. That's a different concoction. Real quick, don't lie. What ethnicity is Kamala Harris? Don't lie. And don't Google it, because they don't know. Google didn't know. I asked Google. Google like, bro, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Huh, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Real quick, don't lie. What ethnicity is Kamala? Don't tell no lie to me. Don't even act like you know what ethnicity Trump is. These are not humans. Somebody said, Dravidian. I'll take it. Indian. Pleiadian. I'll take it. Suburban. At least there's an N on that motherfucker. She's from suburb, they say. Her dad is from Jamaica. Her mom is Asian. So why he say black? So you get what I'm saying? Okay. Them Caribbeans, Jamaicans, Africans, they don't play that calling them black shit. They won't let you call them black. They'll go the fuck off on you for calling them black. So that was what? Culture misappropriate? What do you call that? Ethnicity assumption. But he said black. So no, she's Asian or Jamaican. But they can't say that. Because they say she's gonna be the first Jamaican president. People are like, so the fuck that got to do with us? And they get to walking away. I meant to say black. Black. What? Bro. Do I think the Trump thing was staged? Nah, I think I said that already. Black ain't a race or ethnicity, but I hear you, Faise. Do you? Do you really hear me? Do you hear me, though? Am I clear to you? Come on. Okay, I'm giving y'all the chance to give me the reasoning on this. I know I can't be the only... All right, I'm going to try it again. Is Kamala Harris black? Yes or no? And explain. That's going to be the answer. That's going to how you do it. Show your work. You got to show your work. You can't just be like, yes. You got to show your work. She's a foreigner posing as one of us. So who going to tell them that? Who going to tell Joe Biden? Because Biden didn't know that. He was like, there's black person. She's a black job. Well, then that means that Trump right then. Because if Kamala Harris not black, and Biden was like, that's why I keep telling y'all, tell Trump, Jay hit me up. If he gonna drop the bag, well, I'll get him in office, no problem. I think I've already proven I can be a hell of a lawyer when I want to be. I could be a hell of a lawyer when I want to be. So, just tell Trump and them team, if it's any of y'all in here, hey man, y'all drop that bag one time. Look, y'all be doing that for people who don't be knowing what the fuck they doing. All right, y'all pay somebody $1 million, $2 million. Look, all I'm asking for is $1 million. So we can get this shit on the road. I help bro win the thing, get a little. I help Trump get a job. Yeah, that ain't nothing. Bro need a job, we got you. Shit, I'm gonna tell my nigga, hey, they cut that pie. Boom, here we go. Yeah, we in there. All right, yeah, y'all go ahead and handle that, cause so we can handle this. Bro, we'll do that shit. I don't get no damn. Cause I'm saying they don't know what they doing. I would tell Biden them cut a check, but they side don't really be making sense. I can't even finesse my way into the documents with that shit, bro. All the shit they be talking about, I'm like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? Biden can't walk upstairs. Then, like I told y'all, he tried to run upstairs, bro. Why did you do that? Who was in his earpiece? Some, all right, now do the jog we talked about. Remember the jog? Do it. Then he like fell and kept trying, bro. Like, if a nigga run up the stairs one time, bro, and fall. Oh yeah, that's good. We sauntering the rest of the way. Bodie for president. And Bodie would come like cut the check too, handle the business, and not deal with me like I'm the son. We got shit to do over here. Every time we telling people what we need, I get a million excuses. Some people come to me with what they need. I show up, hand to the forehead. They do it, salute. All right, get it done. Then I be like, all right, let's get this done. They be like, well, I don't know. I got to handle this. I ain't got time for that. Tell Trump cut the check. We'll get this shit done. I need $1 million. I know what I'm doing. Cause halfway through the campaign, his ass gonna be like, nah, get that nigga another $1 million. Get that nigga another $1 million, bro. The world gonna think Trump the only nigga running. They're like, damn, do we have another option? Trump already won. Bro, this is gonna be a tie. Y'all see how they always find a way to make it seem like the nation got a tie and shit? Y'all ever notice that? It's always 1 point away. Oh, it was so close. That could have electoral college motherfuckers. All this is doing, people forget, this is just about popularity. You know that, right? That's why they call it a popular vote. This is just a popularity contest. That's why them niggas, people like, I don't get it. Why you talking about golf and all shit? Because they trying to be popular. Y'all don't really decide who the fuck get in there. That's why I be like, all right, fuck it. We'll get you a job. Yeah, cut the check. Bro, we not the ones who get them niggas in there. You want to pay me some money to make you popular so you can get the job? So them folks be like, they going to look at the population, be like, who's seem more popular right now? Because if any of this shit go, the people said they wanted this nigga in there, not us. That's how they vote them in. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Go read. Okay? The 12th Amendment. All right? And get familiar with what's really going on. So yeah, cut the check. Faise, I thought you weren't talking about the vote. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. But we can get niggas in the office. Yeah, cool. We'll make you popular. Nigga, shit. Y'all going to the wrong rappers. The hell? These niggas ain't on shit. That's why I said in the song, bro, if one more person asked me what's a black job, bro, come on, man. Y'all blew that out of proportion. You blew it out of context. That's why y'all got to keep taking the same little clip. Y'all know what that man was trying to say. And just blew it up because they can, because it's politics. They don't have to make sense. Nationality was the word of the day. Now it's sovereignty, bud. Catch up. Y'all know it'd be funny like when people think you don't know what's going on. But that mean they don't listen. Because in the no vote song, didn't I use the word sovereignty? But these folks be new. Hey, what's the etymology of sovereignty? Real quick, don't Google. What's the etymology of sovereign? And I told y'all, right? And these folks telling me that, like, that's the elevated point, sovereignty, right? What I say in my song. This shit more than a sovereignty. This shit deeper than that. What you talking about? Come on now. You catch up. Which one matters more? The alteration or correction of status on paper or the alteration and correction of status of the brain? Which one matters more? Because nigga be signing the shit out of that paper. Tomorrow they sovereign now. And they brain still be mush. No. If you gonna change your sovereignty, or nationality, which don't even make no fucking sense. How you gonna change your surpassing others? That's what sovereignty mean. To surpass others. So, what? Some of us were born like that. Paper is what took us out. Yeah, paper, really, here go the thing. Nobody should be dealing with none of that paper shit. That's how they trapped you. You shouldn't really be doing with that. You should give them that paper back. Go back to the way of the water. The paper came from the trees, correct? The way of the land. Go back to the water. Go back to Mary time. Who read my books? What Mary meant? Water. Osu or Odu Mare. Mary, right there in the word. Water. Who was Jesus' mama? Mary. Jesus came through the water. Go back to the way of the water. I'm telling you something. You got to repent. You got to repent. Alter your brain. Change your brain. That's what repent means. Change your mind. Exactly. Maritime. Water. Yeah, go back to the water. But they flipped it on you. Yep, marriage. Marry age. Come on now. They already put the movie out, Avatar. Way of the Water. Come on. But they knew what that man was talking about with them black jobs. He said he did the black people in. He was talking about Joe Biden for letting all them people come into the country. And he said what the game was. He said he was trying to rush and get them folks in the country and get them on paper so he can have more votes. And one thing about all the other shit that come with it. People getting pushed out of their work, all this other stuff. But people ran with black jobs. This shit's so fucking simple. That's why I don't want to play with that. But don't ask me to vote. Nope. We won't let you harvest our energy. We will no longer fall for the enemy. They can't single me out when there's many me. What song did I make? The police still be smacking the hell out of sovereign people. They will do that. Yeah, I know my godfather got kidnapped by them. And he been sovereign since I was born. He got kidnapped by them folks. They held him in the jail. Eventually let him out because he complied and went under contract with them. They will get belligerent with you real quick. But what I say in my song, they can lock up the Moors regardless. Focus on the wrong shit. It's about the brain. Yeah, you can do all that. I understand. We already... It's hard to get people out of one school. Like, the Moors got their way. Hebrew Israelites, Christians, Muslims, you know what I'm saying, Buddhists, spiritual people, agnostic, theists, Mohammedists. It's like, it's just all over the place. Everybody say they got the way. But they going in different directions. And the way is right there in the center. It always has been. You know? It's hard, man. It was like, y'all remember them clubhouses? Some of y'all wasn't there for them clubhouse days. Where it'd be a room full of everybody. And I'd be the only motherfucker standing there in the center saying, y'all, the food right here in the center. Niggas running around the table and shit, fighting each other, pushing each other down. Where the food? Where the food? I got the food. Running over to the damn kitchen and shit, looking for it. I'm like, the food right here in the center, gang. It was hard talking to all them people when each and every one of them thought they had to wait. Oh, you got to count the magicians. Everybody's a magician now. Everybody's a witch and a warlock now. It's like, bro, you can't talk to them people because they think they know already. He said, we had a debate, I probably roasted you. If we had a debate, I probably grilled the shit out you. That's probably why you still here. I was different. I probably grilled you and just went on about what I was doing. Went talk to the next person. You just was standing there and said, I don't know who the fuck this nigga is, but I'm with him. I'm on his team. What we had debated on? Nah, you ain't wearing that one. Stop playing. We ain't gonna do the imaginary. What we debated on? I used to eat niggas alive, bro. They didn't like when I come in the room. They used to put the little disclaimers and shit out. They hate it when I came in. If I can't do nothing else, I can talk. I don't even remember if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'll always be honest. Talking about you won. I don't even know how to say that shit. What? Well, I don't like debating because it's like anybody can be like, oh, this person was right, that person was right. I just like getting to the point. Who is the enemy? Anybody that disturbs order is the enemy. People fear everything but God. God would be easier to fear if you could tell us what it was. Talk King. It was short as hell. You thought I didn't know something on the topic, but I did. Then we just deaded it. But you was roasting like 20 other people though. I don't know. That don't sound like no debate. That sound like you was just like, I do know that. And I was like, oh, okay. Hey, you one of them ones too. Yeah, y'all want people to fear God, but y'all can't answer who or what that is. Work on that answer, sharpen it up, and then maybe people might be able to fear it. But the key thing ain't to get people to fear it. You're looking at the wrong word. You want to say revere. Same reason why people want to be called reverends. Reverend this, reverend that, is because they were worthy of being revered. You understand? The Muslims will be like taqwa. The word is taqwa, which means when you think of or even consider or consider whatever this being is or force is, it causes you to shake, like you get chills and you tremble with what they call fear for Allah or reverence for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At least they have an answer. You ask the Christians explain what God is, they just say God just is. You just gonna have to deal with that. You start asking them any more questions after that, they gonna call you the devil. They'll throw when they throw water on you. That's holy water. Most of the time, it's just like water they got from the lake. But they'll throw water or alcohol on you. You be like, appreciate that. Get a little bumps out your face. They get mad at motherfuckers for asking questions now. People don't like to be questioned. That's why I say, look, if you want people to fear God, tell them what it is. God is energy. God is love. Nothing else. Just said nothing else, and now you added another one. God is holy breath. You see how you got to tighten up. You know what I mean? God is energy. God is not hate. God is not down and negative. all these other things that don't sound so bright? Because I thought God was... Life is about energy. Wisdom is how you spend it. Word up. You name 3 things for what God is. You could be like, I don't know. God is balanced. Well, that mean God is imbalanced too, right? God can't just be balanced. God will have to also be imbalanced, right? I gave you my answer. This doesn't have anything to do with my nationality. More is just a nationality. I can mention that. God is the creator and upholder of all reality. He an omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, infinite, and eternal spirit personality. That's a lot. So I would ask you, how you know that? How you know? To the person that said God is omnipresent, omniscient, eternal, upholder, reality, how you know that? How do you know? And how you put a name on that? How do you put a title on that and contain it? If it's all of that. Well, I could tell you this. You might want to read my book, Nothing versus Everything. All right? I'm about to show y'all how to get the books right now. But you might want to read that book. If you speak about eternity and upholder of this and creator of that, you might want to get my books and read Nothing versus Everything. Every person that Almighty God created has a God inside of them. God is a rank. God is a title. God is a word. Let's start there. What is God? A word. God can't stop being God, right? It's crazy. I just read Who is Marcus Garvey by Dr. York, and he literally said the one thing God can't be. God is energy. We all have the potential to be God. God is who is God. God is a word. What's the next step? We can't say the force. We can't say God is the force because we don't know that, do we? How could we know that? God is a word. Isn't it? I mean, let's deal with the truth that we know. If we write out 3 letters, G-O-D, and we pronounce it, that is a what? Word. A composite of letters. Correct? So, God is a word. Let's start there. What the word mean? All right. Now, what does the word mean? The word God derives from the word God. Okay. What does the word mean? Because God was also Elo. Or El. But what does it mean? The frequency of God is creation. God is also the void. The spark within us echoing through space and time without space and time limiting itself. If you Google the definition of God or grab Webster's or whatever, the people who made the words or found it or translated it over into English, what do they say the word means? You see how you get rid of all the confusion? What is an Elyon and how does one achieve the most high rank? It depends on what you're doing. If you're playing basketball and you have to figure out who has the best three-pointer, then you know how to do that. You set up a competition. And you might set up a few competitions and reason who has the best three-pointer. And that becomes the Elyon in that, not only that field, but in that category, three-pointers. Most high will be a rank or a position. It's in the words, most high. Really, in English, you would just say highest. You understand that? You see how they did that? What is most high? Yeah, it would be highest, which is what my name means, by the way. Go look it up. Omari. God, the highest. Steph Curry is the most high in shooting threes in whoever's field he's been in, because there may be other fields he ain't been in where it's a 14-year-old child somewhere that's a female, right? And she never misses. She's never missed since she was a little one. And if he were to go up against her, she'd blow him out the water. You understand? Meaning that's what happens when certain guys go into other people's planets and galaxies and find out that they ain't, you understand, on what they thought they was on. That there are more advanced races of beings or less advanced races of beings. And history shows, or that story shows, when the more advanced meets the less advanced, the more advanced conquers the less advanced. Who was God before God became God? Did God overthrow anybody to become most high or the highest? These are questions to think about. So Allah is only the most high according to Muslims. No, it wouldn't matter whether or not the Muslims knew that Allah was the highest. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you, my answer? It's not the Muslims that makes Allah the highest. If Allah is the highest, or the one, or the biggest is what they'll say, or the grandest, most grand deity, or the only deity, worthy of worship or worthy of praise, which they should really think about how Muhammad was named worthy of praise, right? If this is the ultimate being, it has nothing to do with their acknowledgement. Their acknowledgement doesn't determine whether or not that is that great being. You understand that? It will be that great being whether or not we're here. Which means it would have been that great being before we were here, and it will be that great being after we're here. So they could call it Allah, the Force, Elor, all right, Eli, Ilias, okay, Elu, whatever they want to call it, Ilion, Elion, Alien, whatever they say, it doesn't matter, because it will be that, they will be that, whether or not the human beings are aware of it. It's just that certain beings came through to help beings like human beings understand what they were talking about. It just became misconstrued. Which one makes more sense? All right. There's something, which means there's a sum of things that compose into a thing, or there's a configuration that says this is a thing, right? That is all things, right? There's something that is all things that somehow was able to speak, meaning it had a larynx or ability to communicate. Or there's an extraterrestrial being that is so powerful and so grand that mostly anybody or any being that exists in this universe that we're aware about fears it or him or her. Which one makes more sense? And I mean, whichever one makes more sense to you is what you can hold on to. If I were going to reason, I would reason that Allah is an extraterrestrial being. And that the force you're speaking about, we still don't understand completely about. And we cannot understand completely about. Again, get my books. In my book, in that book, I specifically speak about the eternal pursuit. Right? And the absolute. And the absolute. The levels of what was referred to as the Sephirat. Where I broke down Sephirat and Sephir or Sifu or zero, which is called nothing in our math. And everything or completeness will be 9 in our math, meaning the numbers that we're familiar with. You understand that? So even if you thought you found God and God was all expanding, listen, all expanding, all right? Or the all, as you would call it, Elikalum or Papaut. If it's all expanding, when you get to it, it will no longer be right there. Imagine you done traveled all across the galaxy to find God. You caught up to it, and you done exhausted yourself, exhausted all of your energy to catch up to it, and it don't slow down, and you done lost all your energy, and you're still right there at point A, watching God flee from you. This is what all of the esoteric masters, including myself, figured out. You will not be able to, in this being, obtain infinity, which is what you're trying to obtain by saying you understand what God is or who God is. You won't be able to, because your mind or brain itself was programmed to be finite, because if it weren't, you would be stuck here. You understand? Indefinitely, without being able to elevate. Imagine being stuck as a monkey or chimpanzee, reincarnating over and over again, knowing deep in your soul as a chimpanzee that there are human beings walking around and you want to be able to do what they do. You don't think the monkeys and chimpanzee, the gorillas and the rest of them look at us and say, damn, he niggas advancing for how I get like them. And you're looking at the extraterrestrials, the Greys, or the melanin dominant ones, Pleiadians, whatever you want to call them, Riskians, Arcturians. You're looking at all these people, and you're like, wow, they're so advanced. And y'all are trying to become like them. That's what this whole starseed angel phenomenon shit is about. You with me? So if there were not a finite element to your being, you would not be charged to become better. The ability that you have to know, all right, or be aware about your death date or your expiring one day should be enough to encourage you to become better, to figure out what you need to about that next degree, all right, or that replication of your power or multiplication of your power exponentially, like I broke down in that book, Nothing versus Everything, so that you might achieve whatever that next level is by the time you reach whatever that point is. Okay, whenever that point is, when you transition, all right, or expire, or breathe out for the last time, that's what it really means. When your spirit exits, expire. You with me? I'm telling you, the wiser you get, people think that this is TV. It's not TV. Wisdom don't look how people think it looks like. You get to a certain point, it's like, well, I understand now. And you're evolving as you understand. You don't just stand up and just stand there. You continue to evolve. And you realize people are running around in circles, lost, feeling as though they're elevating, but they're not going up the flight of stairs. They're just circumambulating. It's like the Enter the Princess in Masonry. The Enter the Princess may very well be an Enter the Princess for the rest of his life. And he can do great works as an Enter the Princess. Do not underestimate. However, if he never understands the craft of the fellows, if he never understands what it means to be an Eminem, all right, then all he'll have is the wisdom of when he came in. Entered apprentice. So he doesn't go up the stairs or the winding stairs. And I've already explained to you what the winding stairs are. From the eagle eye view. People have been looking at this stuff from the wrong vantage point. Remember I wrote down in How to Speak Elite that you have what's called plain sight. Things are hidden in plain sight. Somebody write that out. Write out the phrase hidden in plain sight as I taught you in How to Speak Elite real quick. Write that out real quick. Hidden in plain sight. There you go. There you go. People look and say, isn't it the other way? No, stay with us. I see you pretty too. Stay with us. The word is plain, okay? But they playing on them words. That's how they do it. That's how we do it. We were taught to do that. Okay? The word is plain sight, but why? And let me explain to you. You have what's called an angle of depression, and you have what's referred to as angle of elevation. Okay, this is literally referred to as the line of sight, each and every one of these. So if you were standing on top of a cliff and you look down, you have what's called an angle of depression. All right? And if you're standing at the bottom of that cliff looking up, you have what's called an angle of elevation. That's your line of sight. So if I ask you, do you understand what's been hidden in plain sight? The only truthful way you could answer that, or the only way you could answer that truthfully, is if you truly did understand what was hidden in plain sight. If you're at the bottom of the cliff, you cannot see what's on top of the cliff. But if you're on top of the cliff, all you have to do, if you're standing at the edge of it, is turn around and look behind you, and you will be able to see what's on top of the cliff, correct? Now, if you're on top of the cliff, can you see what's on the bottom, at the bottom of the cliff, at the base? Yes, you can. You understand? So that means at the top of the cliff, you can see both what's on top of the cliff and what's beneath it. Right? Another simple way to explain it is, if I'm tall enough as an adult serving plates at dinner to see what's on the table, and then you have the toddler who comes in, they can't see what's on the table, I have to elevate that toddler in order for them to partake or sup with me. You understand that? But I can see the toddler and the table. This is called overstanding. All right. People ask me, are you Trump or Biden? And I say, I'm standing over the table. I can see Trump and Biden. And you're steady saying, no, I'm over here with the Biden thing. Okay, so then you're telling me you're the toddler who's running around waiting on food. So I grab you, and people, they start punching and kicking and screaming when I grab them and try to show them what's on the table. You with me? So then I just put them back down. That doesn't mean they can't find a way to eat. They can't climb up a chair and do their thing. I'm just saying, when you overstand, you see both vantage points. So I'm not hiding it in plain sight, meaning I'm putting it down where you are and showing you the plate. No. So don't get this whole karmic retribution shit twisted. They don't got to tell you anything. They put it where they can access it. And if you can't access it, you won't access it. That's why all the Mandela effects have been happening, because people don't have access to certain pieces of information. If you did, you wouldn't think some of this shit was a Mandela effect. You wouldn't think things were Mandela effects. You would realize people don't pay attention to detail. You understand that? But which will be the difference? Which one weighs more? If you didn't pay attention to detail and you tell the police that story, that's what they're going to run with. That person could go to jail for the rest of their life, can't they? If you miss one small detail and you tell back that story. Yeah, the guy who was wearing the blue shirt and his shirt was green. You understand? The guy walking around the blue shirt who just happens to fit the description. This happens all the time. He goes down because you didn't have a piece of information. Why wouldn't you know the difference? Maybe you were colorblind. Why wouldn't you know the difference? Maybe you were too far away to be able to differentiate whether or not the shirt was green or blue. But what do people do? They don't have enough information. They still step forth, all right, and say, this is how the story went. You get me? Are you with me? This is how you play the game. So I hide things in plain sight. I have to be able to place it in such a way that only those who know will be able to access it. This is how the Masons speak. The Illuminati speak. The elite speak. That's how we talk. That's how we communicate. Are you with me? How many of you catch messages and I'll post something on my Instagram page and you'll look at my caption and you'll see me speaking in code? And you'll catch what I'm really saying, but the people don't understand what I'm saying. They think I'm saying something else. But what I'm saying to the people still aligns with what they might think the video is about. But hidden in between there, I'm going to do it for you right now. Right? Here you go. I'm going to show you one time only. Have patience. Give me about 30 more seconds. If you can last. People don't got patience no more. All right. So I just did it. I just spoke in code. Okay? Here you go right here. I just pinned it. Now, it should be obvious with a certain eye, right? But it's not, because a lot of people will respond to what I say. And I'm like, damn, they don't know the code. And I've told them the code already. They'll respond to what I say, like, damn, Faise, I thought you weren't talking about this. I'm disappointed in you. Thought we were so beyond this shit. And I'm literally speaking right there in front of them. And they can't hear me. And I done told them already how to do it. That's how it happens. All right? This is what I really said. I said, this is code. Do not explain this. Now you should be able to see it, right? This is code. Do not explain this. So if I ever put something like this, exactly, this is code. Do not explain this. But it still aligns, right? This is how I do. Is it not clear? Code is universal. Do not think this isn't happening always. Just make sure you can explain it to yourself. This is important. This is how your reality functions. I'm only showing you a piece of it. Yeah, you picked up fat. Well, your mind is probably active. That's why I'm telling people, you becoming more and more aware, you'll realize it. Because once you know this code, you'll know code. Because this will be an example of what? Hidden in what? Plain sight, correct? But if you ain't came up there on that hill or on that mountain with me, you'll look at it and say, what the fuck is this nigga yelling about? Why Faise always yelling some shit in the middle of his sentences? And let them think that. Do not explain it. Because they weren't there. They weren't supposed to be there. You with me? Like, if they hear right now, let them hear. Because there were certain things I said on Mount Olive. But then when we walked off of that mountain and everybody went about their way, we went off in the cut and I told y'all something else. Because I ain't tell nobody to go home. They went home. They went to their house. They went to work. You understand? They could have been walking with me. They teetered off. You copy that? So then after everybody teetered off, what I do? I finished talking. I was like, look, now all the agents are gone. You want to know how I used to get agents going? I play my music. I used to stop in the middle of the just play music. Da, 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 da. I was like, what the fuck? What's this nigga doing? They left. Because they were just there to watch and scope. I used to play music. It'd be 200 people in here, 300 people in here. I play the music. We get down to like 100 people. I said, okay, cool. Here we go. Or it'd be 100 people. I play the music. We get down to like 30, 40 people, 50 people. I said, oh, cool. Here we go. I'm about to say what I needed to say. I watch for that. My music ain't just music. No, it's 100% facts. And you got to know I'm paying attention. I'm always watching. That was one of the ways I get the agents going. See who just sticking around just to stick around. Y'all forget it wasn't just 12 disciples. It was a lot of them motherfuckers, over 100 disciples when it first started. At one point, it was 70 of them walking with them at one time. Slowly but surely, everybody was falling off. We was shaking the tree. Leaves just dropping. You with me? Okay. Trying to tell you something. I'm telling you something. Don't be afraid about questions. Questions is how you can tell what somebody's composed of. All right? Listen for answers. Don't just question people. You go on a date, you need to be looking at that answer from a logical standpoint, not emotional. You ask them some shit. Pay attention to what they say. Ask questions of people and watch for their response. They'll tell you everything you need to know. Notice I said watch for their response. A lot of people think you listen with your ears. If you listen to what somebody say and you listening with their ears and you ain't watching for the answer, that they flinch when you ask them. Where were their hands? You ask somebody a question, they sit on their hands, they got something to hide. Why? Because if I ask you, hand me that or give me that, okay, what you gonna do? You gonna go and grab the cup with your mouth and bring it over to me, or you gonna pick it up with your hands? So if I'm asking you to give me an answer, it's in your hands. That's why when we talk, we express with our hands. We're handing you something. You ask somebody a question and they get to hide in their hands. They put their hands in their pocket. They put their hands up under their shirt. They put their hands up under their butt. They hiding something. Something is being omitted. Most of the time. You with me? Watch for answers. Don't just listen. Anybody got any questions? Put your key in and turn it. Exactly. I can give you the key, but I can't make you turn that bitch. You got to do that. Sometimes I wonder if who was there when I was, now I am, because we are in the now speaking and listening. Word up. Word up. Believing is seeing. No, it's not the believing is seeing. People just choose to believe. You know, believing is accepting what you don't know to be true. That's what believing is. Can we speak on cell phone addiction? It really don't have nothing to do with the cell phone itself. It has everything to do with how you feel, which affects your brain and vice versa. You understand? So if you feel happier when you're on your phone, the word people love to throw around and say, this is entertaining, which literally means this is trapping me. When I enter in whatever this force field is, I become twined or tamed. And that means kept or held. Trapped. But what can really hold or trap somebody? And ain't no chains. A good feeling. All right? People will abort the mission of pain to find the mission of pleasure. Do I need to repeat that? People will abort the mission of pain to find the mission of pleasure. This is a mission of pain if you don't know. I don't know if people think it's fun being shot at, but I just want to make sure we clear on something. It's not. It's not. I don't know if people would think it would even be logical or fun to make up being shot at. To even bring that type of energy your way. Let me make sure that that's something that's clear. It's not. When you're getting shot at, first of all, you have to assess where the shit is coming from. That's the first thing. Then you have to remember, we were in a house. We weren't out in the open, which is worse. Because someone shooting into your house, like you don't really know where to go. Unless you already have places in your home. And even if you do, every step you take is not a guaranteed step. Do y'all get that? So the whole time you on the move, you know any one of these shots, that could be the end of you. All the while prepared to defend and protect. It's a mission of pain. It's a mission of pain that when people are around you, you have to brief them and tell them, yo, look, this is what's going on. All right? You have to tell everybody that, or they can't even be around you. You have to let them know, like, listen, there's people that really want me gone. I've been telling people that for a long time. Even this is something that's going to be real clear, right? If you are around me, to even think that my ops ain't your ops, you don't know what's going on. I got to put you on. Because they don't give a damn about that. They actually will hit who around you to try to get you. They'll hit who around you knowing it's going to fuck with you. So you can't have people around you, la-di-da-di-da-di, everything is, no. This ain't that. There were times where Pops had to uproot and move. Not because he was afraid, okay? He was thinking about his family and all the people that are counting on him. And that's one of the things, too, that was going on when he first got locked up, that people keep trying to throw out there and say, he took a plea deal. Remember what I told you. This is what you tell them when they say that bullshit. Excuse me. First of all, taking a plea never meant that you were guilty, ever. When you take a plea deal, I took a plea deal at 13 years old. The judge, it was a Caucasoid judge, because I went to court 7 months off some bullshit that happened in August. I was in court till like March. That judge told me when I stood in front of him, he was like, yo, so basically you're saying not that you did these things, but that whatever the charges are that was against you, you're saying it's better for you to take this route than for you to go to trial. Right? And this was because we were being encouraged to do this through the damn attorney and the prosecutor. Because we was in DeKalb. The prosecutors was the one motherfucker told us to move to Atlanta. Boom. So we went back to Atlanta. All right. I took that plea deal. They still wound up trying to hem me up. Okay? Which was some more bullshit. Point being, taking the plea never meant you was guilty. But they keep trying to throw that around there saying, oh, and then the nigga be like, well, I ain't gonna never let no stigma like that come on my name. I'll never let I'll take the time, but you're nobody. You're nobody. You don't have tens of thousands of people depending on you. You didn't have family that were arrested with you, being tortured with you. Children and defects. And what did Pop say? He said, he's just out to get me. All these people are suffering because this demon wants me. You understand? And even still, he wasn't opting to take no plea. They forced him into a plea deal. All right? Let me tell you something else the devils did. They chopped the footage. Okay? The footage of Dr. Malachi York taking a plea deal does not begin with him at the stand. I have proof of this. The footage begins with him getting up to go to the stand, and he limps to the stand. But if y'all would have saw that, y'all be like, why the fuck is he limping? They can't let you see that, because then a part of your humanity kicks in. They say, this man he didn't have a limp before he went in. What happened to him? They fractured his foot. One of the officers stepped on his foot, stamped on his foot. They were torturing him. And they did that because they were like, oh, we heard you believe in, this is something that the word that got through. This is something that we heard that you believe in extraterrestrials and spaceships. And he was like, well, so does NASA. NASA believes in it too. Right? And they crushed his foot. Stepped on his foot. And they were starving him. And had him sleeping on the floor with rats. You get what I'm saying? He couldn't sleep for a long time. They had him up in the open, and he couldn't sleep because every time he tried to sleep, one of the people that was coming in would wake him up. So he was sleep deprived. He was being told that his wife, who suffered from one of the, I can't remember exactly what the disease was. I'll ask one of the brothers and sisters to confirm it or confirm it. But she was going through the same thing. And they wasn't letting her get her medicine. And she had a life-threatening disease or condition. So he was like, yo, they doing all this to me. He could handle it. He could make it. But they was doing it to the people that was with him. So he went ahead, but he didn't start with under duress and coercion. Nobody, all of a sudden, nobody knows what that means. Are you with me? I promise you, if I had my computer with me, I'll do that shit now. I'll go into the video in my email and I'll pull it up and I'll show y'all how these devils did. They clipped the video, all right? But I got that footage where he was limping. You with me? But they can't show people that. So he limps up to the stand. And they got him saying that he'll do this or he did that or whatever. But I think one of the brothers also uncovered that audio was fake. That was a fake audio. I think one of the brothers was saying when he was nodding, that's not even what they was saying at that time or something to that effect. Either way, they played games. They knew people would believe that shit. Oh, he pled guilty. He must be guilty. Because people don't know what happens in the judicial system. All it takes is for you to research it for 3 seconds. Pleading guilty don't mean you're guilty. Another thing, just because the justice system says you're guilty, that doesn't mean you're guilty. So, Dr. Malachi York wanted his case public. The court said, nah, we want it private. He said, if he's supposed to be this bad man, all this other stuff they're trying to paint him out to be, why is he trying to get his case public? And they trying to keep it private. Y'all hear what I'm explaining to y'all? My shit keeps stopping now. I don't know why. Yeah, all this, a lot of stuff that they did is illegal. Yeah, it's the same reason why they didn't want people to testify on his behalf. Right? Wasn't nobody able to, people were being blocked from the trial. A lot of witnesses were being blocked. That ain't how this go. You hear me? And the same people, like Tariq Noel, all them people was grouped in together. All of them were grouped in together. A lot of them were kicked off the land. The same girl, Nikki Lopez, I think she was called Ada. Nikki Lopez was having sex with younger boys. So even I think somebody on the trial even mentioned him. It might have been Tariq Noel, might have said something about it. Or Kush. Somebody said something about it. How's she not in jail? Do you get what I'm explaining to you? How does somebody who's known for doing that go and get a case taken out for shit that's supposed to be that same shit? Do you get the game? Nah. Jacob York knew she had did that stuff and he was going to get her locked up. That was the game. Jake started all this shit. He was going to get her locked up and the feds came to her and was like, yo, we got all the information on you that can get you put away for a long time for the stuff you've been doing. So she became one of the main voices. So you got Nikki Lopez, Habiba Washington, who was Abigail. Dr. York was like, yo, Abigail, tell the public that that you did this stuff. He said, tell them you're the bisexual one. You were doing all this stuff in the mansion in my house when I was going da-da-da-da. He said, tell them. But what he said after that, he said, you know what? Because he was telling everybody, he said, for your own soul. I heard his words. This was back in 2020. I think I heard this, or 2021, 2022. He said, for your own soul, y'all should want to clear this up. He said, but you know what? He said, I love y'all anyway. That's how he speaks. They don't want y'all to hear him speak. That's why a lot of motherfuckers get mad when his voice was getting put out there. They don't want y'all to hear him speak. You know what I mean? Same reason why they want y'all to think he down and out and all sad and gloomy. Oh, please, somebody come help me. That ain't Dr. York. That ain't him. That ain't Pops. I'm telling y'all that now. He ain't down and out, no, none of that. He fighting. He been fighting since he got in. But they can keep pushing it. Oh, we didn't raise the money for the lawyer, so I don't know what's going to happen with his life. Regrettably, we didn't do it, and his own people won't have. He don't get no damn about none of that shit. He fighting. So if you hear his voice and he on the up and up, it'll go against. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? It'll go against what they trying to present. That he down and broken and his spirit is gone. He on the way. Why Jacob wasn't in the courtrooms, but he started the lies. What are you talking about? Why? I mean, I'm saying not to you. I'm saying, why do you think? Why do you think? And Pop said in one of the letters, Jacob York is one of the molesters, one of the true molesters. So he didn't say molester. There are a lot of people that was doing shit that they weren't supposed to be doing. You feel me? So think about it, y'all. It's been 22 years. He been fighting for 22 years. Still fighting. Like, come on, what story do y'all know that's like this exact story? A lot of motherfuckers would have given up a long time ago. And he's 80 years old, damn near. You get me? I don't know if he Pop's biological son or none of that. I don't know. Pop want all this out. He want all this out. He want the conspiracy out there. I was talking to Prince York, one of his other sons. He was like, my father doesn't care about any of that. My father don't care about that. All he care about is this. I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm telling y'all, that's bullshit. That ain't what Pop said. Pop wanted out. He want the conspiracy out there. So anybody telling you that Pop don't want his name clear, you can't trust them motherfuckers. Anybody telling you that Pop don't want the conspiracy out there, you can't trust the motherfuckers on the strength that that's not true alone. Second to that very strength is the fact that why wouldn't you want the truth out there? Why would you say stop exposing? If you and your family them don't have nothing to do with nothing. Shit, I ain't told nobody to stop exposing it. My peoples don't got nothing to do. And if I found out my peoples got something to do with it, guess what? We still exposing it. They better not have shit to do with it. Or they get exposed too. What do you think this is? We don't do that. We don't do that. You ain't caught on? We don't do that. That's already gone. Yeah, he was wrongfully put in there. He gonna be rightfully out. He gonna be rightfully out. So Pops want all the information. Now, I was just talking to one of the sisters, say, yo, get all that to me. All the stuff these folks know, right? All the documentation, yo, get all that shit to me. I got word. You understand? To put this shit out. Get all that shit to me. That's what we on with it. Yeah, he out. Those who know what's going on. He want the conspiracy out there. He want the truth about his case out there. He want people to know what happened. And we're not done. So everything you can remember, Sister Kim, Umi Kim, everything you can remember. You need to be getting it to me, telling me what's going on. Stuff I wasn't there for. Get me the information. Pop been working on the case for 22 years. People gonna try to jump out and take credit for freeing him. He tell them, listen, his words are, he been telling people stuff to do, they don't listen. They won't do it. You understand that? They don't want to listen. They want to do their own thing. Yeah, I told y'all that. He got himself out. I'm telling y'all that. And he know who with him. He know exactly who with him. Ain't nobody gonna be able to run around and jump. I told y'all from the jump. Ain't nobody gonna be able to run around, jump in like, oh, I was there. Nah, he already know. He already know. Nah, it's been like 1 million lawyers. He could have been out immediately is what I'm telling y'all, though. They didn't want to pay. So how you got the money? You done took out the pledge and shit and you won't pay the lawyer. It's all gonna get cleared. I was planning on doing a letter to Diddy. That's what I was working on before this shit popped off. And then a letter to Diddy, I'ma put all this shit in there. Cause y'all know Puff involved with this shit too, right? Cause that's Jacob York people. A lot of people don't know that. We're gonna get it out there. All them was Pop. Listen, all them was watching Pops. Everybody. Yeah, y'all don't remember? Jacob York wanted, come on now. Jacob York wanted Pop to put money behind Lil' Kim. Y'all don't remember that? And he wouldn't do it. And you see why he wouldn't do it. Because Lil' Kim is the reason why these rappers who are women are how they are now. And somebody was just talking about that shit. Say after Lil' Kim, everybody became prostitute rappers. Everybody became like just sex kittens and shit. After her. And Pop was like, I'm not supporting that. That's not the direction we're going. He got mad at him. He told Pop he was gonna come and shoot him in the head. He said he gonna come down to the land and shoot Pop. So how you go from asking your father, who supposed to be this monster, for money, to all of a sudden he got to be taken down, he must be stopped? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Like, do the math now. Come on, wake up. Again, anybody who's still confused about whether or not Dr. Melakazi York is innocent, Go listen to any one of his teachings when you get off this live. Just pick a random one. Go to YouTube, type in Dr. York teachings. All right? And just go listen. Matter of fact, I'll tell you which one. Type in Dr. York, who and what are you? Dr. York, who and what are you? And just listen to his voice. That's all I'm saying do. If you still feel that's your prerogative. But just listen to his voice. The voice they don't want y'all to hear. And when you hear his voice, something gonna happen. You're gonna either be like, fuck that, he's guilty, or you can be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who and what are you? Dr. York. You really could just hit any one of them teachings. When the tones come on in the beginning, what do you say? Do, dun, dun, dun. You automatically felt like the ship just came and parked in your yard. Like, what the fuck just happened? The older tapes, dun, 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 dun. Like, bro, what the fuck? We in heaven, nigga? I know all I did was hit play. I just hit play, right? We in heaven all of a sudden? The voice come on, good evening. The introducer, what do you call it? The introductor. He come in, good evening. You say it is good evening. Damn, that's just crazy. This is a good evening. This is a mighty fine evening. I wish I had another device. I'll let y'all hear that shit. Nah, let them hear it real quick. Let them hear the tones. Let them hear it.
Good evening. We are coming to you from the Egyptian Church of Karast, Christ Incorporated. This program is for one group of people and one group only, the children of God. We no longer have to wonder or wander off the straight path. For those who want to make a difference, for those that want to know the truth to so many unanswered questions, and for those who are tired of the devil taking control over everything in their lives and the lives of their children. This program is set up for those who want to be in God's kingdom here on earth. According to the scriptures, Matthew chapter 6 verse 33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Therefore we must take back control of our lives. We, the Egyptian Church of Karast, Christ Incorporated, are reaching out to embrace all the children of God, as it states in Psalms chapter 82 verse 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Next, you will be listening to our pastor, Reverend Dr. Malachi Z. York L., in question and answer form.
Revelations 12:9, where it states that God cast the devil and his angels out of heaven. Were the devils once God's children?
By that you mean, was the devil amongst the angels of God?
Yes.
Well, it says that the Bible says he was a cherub. And you notice in Genesis chapter 3, in the end of it, God uses cherubs to protect the gates of paradise.
Right.
So in actuality,
Then what do? You pull out the Dr. York Untold Truth documentary. There's a documentary. We did one. Dr. York Untold Truth. Go look it up, YouTube. And you watch that, get familiar with what's going on, and you send it to them. Say, look at this. Get active about it. Say, yo, there's somebody they did this to this man. You want to know why they keep trying to hide it? Because they know the same way they try to pull on the heartstrings to get people against him. If everybody knew what really happened, it'll pull on your heartstrings to get you on his side. So they tried to keep it all under wraps, right? But tell the whole truth of what y'all did to set this up. Tell the truth about May 8th, 2002, when you came onto our land, right? You stormed on. You lined up outside of our land. Stop calling it a compound. People were able to leave whenever they wanted to leave, and people could come whenever they wanted to come. It was not a compound. Stop calling it that. When you tell people the story and you putting information out here, those of y'all who are helping and running with this, don't let people call it a compound. And if they call it a compound, remind them wholeheartedly that we were able to leave whenever we wanted and we came whenever we wanted. I'm a direct testament to that because I didn't live on the land. And I'm like this, and I didn't live on Tamaray. You understand that? So y'all got these people, these beings gather around Tamaray. They had vans that were refrigerated vans, right? with body bags in them. They were planning for a slaughter. Okay? They came in helicopters, dropping down. They had women and children with guns to their faces. Real life. They were putting guns to little 2-year-old faces. They won't tell this part. Why? Because it's an oxymoron, paradoxical, doesn't make sense. How you say you came in to protect the children and we had guns to our faces? How was you protecting us? Then your way of protecting the children was taking them from their parents, not from Dr. York. You didn't take them from Dr. Malachi York. You took them from their parents and you put them in defects, which means you jailed the children. And then you jailed the parents. And then you jailed him. You separated everybody. Then you tried to convince children that it was in their best interest to lie on him. And some of those same children got on the stand and said, none of these things ever happened. And you omitted that. You omitted that. But you had children in y'all know what I'm about to do, right? Okay, just let you know, this is just a foreshadowing. Because the world is about to hear all of this. Y'all abused them. You wouldn't let them get water or food or go to the restroom. You had them sleeping in the cold. On the floor. Saying you came to protect the children from Dr. York. And then when you asked us, were we abused? And we said no, you ignored us. Remember the letter to 21 Savage? I said, folks talking about we was abused without asking us. I said, I guess they don't care how that scrutiny battered us. Y'all abused us for 22 years, telling us we were abused, and we've been telling you 22 years we weren't abused. Then you're going to try to convince us that this person has so much brainwashing over us or mind control over us that we don't remember being abused. What? We weren't abused. I don't understand. What's wrong with y'all? Then these children have grown up and y'all still won't listen to us. We're like, yo, all this shit, 19 Keys, Umar Johnson, Jay Morris, all the people talking about, Malachi did it. He did it. That's why they hated him. That's why 19 Keys stays away from that. They might mention it on a humbug, but they try to stay away from that conversation because then you got to look at what they're not doing. All while parading around like y'all that caliber. But ain't nobody trying to get you up out of here. You understand? He did it. There's no such thing as Dr. York talking about getting a school, let alone furnished and put AC and plumbing in that bitch. But he would have had one built brand new in 1 year. This man been building on a building that's already built for 11 years and y'all won't hold him accountable. You won't hold him accountable. Malachi had schools on his land for class and for children on his land. Housing on his land. And you don't think in the middle of the racist community, they had to do something to get him gone? In their mind? Are you with me? So, this ain't no time to stop. I told you that. I said, don't think that because I wasn't speaking for a while, that don't mean I ain't going to come out and speak. This ain't the time to stop talking. This ain't the time to be quiet. Let people know what happened. They said the raid was actually planned for 3 a.m. It happened late. They were expecting everybody to be there and be asleep. And that the brothers were going to attempt to protect them. And that's how they were going to try to kill him. Pop had just left. Dr. York had just left Tamaray. They said he went out to get something to eat with a couple of the sisters. And you'll hear Dr. York when you go watch the Dr. York Untold Truth documentary on YouTube. Dr. York Untold Truth. Okay? When you go and watch that, you will hear him explain what happened to him. How they beat the glass, the windows out of his car with the butts of their gun. They drug him out onto the glass, put him down, had the sisters with the guns to their heads, had him with a gun to his head. And he was like, nothing in the report said anything about him being armed and dangerous or armed and extremely dangerous. He said there was no reason for that much force being used. And he said he attempted to give his card dealing with his status to, I think, the sheriff. And they said, oh, we don't have no use for this. And they ignored that. They overlooked so much. So you know what to do, right? Ain't no stop using that he pled guilty shit. That don't mean you guilty and know the whole story. That they abused Dr. York when he first went in. They crushed his foot. They deprived him of food. They deprived him of sleep. They threatened him and his family. You understand? Said his family was going through the same thing. Think about this now. All these niggas, Captain Tazariak, Chuck, all these people, they could never have endured one day of this. They would never have endured it. Now, when I'm able to put that video out there, where you see him limping up to the stand, then you'll see why they clipped that angle. Because your mind going to be like, how is he limping like that? What happened to him? But they only started when he up there talking, they saying he pled guilty. He said it. He was under arrest. And he was concerned about people that he knew and what they were going through, what they were doing to them. Right, yeah, they threatened all them. Any updates on his case? He on the way. He on the way. Nobody worry about anything. He on the way. I'm just telling everybody to get ready for him coming in. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we ain't doing none of that. Hey, don't, you know what I mean? All that, we ain't doing none of that. We don't got time for that. They don't want to get on with the program. If they doing what they supposed to be doing, it shouldn't be no problem. Let them do whatever they about to do. But we don't have nothing to do with anybody who can't listen, who can't hear. And I'm not going through over-explaining, right, what this is anymore to anybody who continuously wants to refuse that explanation. We don't have time. Don't entertain nobody's negativity. All right? Grand salute to all of y'all who went ahead and did what I asked, which was create the images of Pop with the rainbows around them. For those of you who don't know what that is, I'll explain it again. It's called a yei, all right? Which is really a deity. If you want to go deeper, we'll keep it on the simple surface. It's a symbol of protection drawn around an image. You understand that? So all these people putting out images, all this negative work, no, y'all are helping to counteract that and you're protecting him from anything that's trying to stop that motion. That's why I said pay attention. After I put out the let's protect and do this motion, these motherfuckers still wanted to do negativity, and they thought we were going to participate. And I'm going to tell you something, all right? They were still trying to go around. They were trying to use my family. And I told my family how to shut that down. And they tried to go through my family because they don't know how I had the authority to close the door on them. And I keep saying, unspecified rank. You're not supposed to know, but we're testing you. Close the door on all negativity. All of it. No tolerance for none of it. Anybody trying to pull you into anything negative, let them say what they want. I don't care what it is. You don't have any tolerance or time for it. Just shut it down. Let them feel how they want to feel. We closed the door on it real quick, and they mobilized real quick to get through. And I said, listen, to anybody who I said, don't ever bring that up again to me. Ever. Shut that door? Okay, you shut it? All right. Don't ever bring it up again if you don't want me to shut the door on you. We're moving forward. The energy is being felt, y'all. I'm telling you. And we're going to do what we were told to do. So you don't have to wait on me to put out information on the case. All right? And don't feel like you can't send me information on things you find out, or things that you don't put together, like y'all videos and things that you put together. Don't feel like you can't send them to me. But also don't feel like you could be making videos for Young Pharaoh and Umar Johnson and then turn around and send me something to Dr. York. Because I will humbly know it. And I'll let you continue to do that. Listen, we're not flipping none of that. It's right now focus on Dr. York. Because for all these other years, everybody focused on everybody else. Right now, on my page, maybe 350,000 views on the video where I said his name, Dr. Melikazi York. They don't want Dr. Melikazi York out of prison. And you want to know why these motherfuckers was mad at me? Because I can do that. And 6,000 more followers came from that video. They showed me the analytics. Remember I told you 2,000 2 days ago? Well, there's been 2,000 followers every day from the analytics. From that video, people saying, who is this person in this garb speaking this way? And who is this Dr. Melikazi York being that we're being taught about? You'll even see in the comment section, people say, well, who are you? Why are they trying to? We need them to ask that. Don't get offended. We need them to ask so they can find out. Yep, the name getting out there. All right, so I'm giving y'all what to do. Watch the documentary, Dr. York Untold Truth. Go back and watch it. Send it to people. Tell people about what's going on. This isn't passive motion. This is an active motion. You understand that? And do what you feel that you need to do. Don't antagonize. Don't go picking. That's not what we on. Just stand on truth. Anybody, if they want to stand on negativity, if they ask a question, answer them. Give them the answer. But if they want to stand there and deal with the negative, okay, block them out. If they come at you wrong and da-da-da-da, block them out. Anybody say, go get this message to phase 1, block them. Let me tell you why. Because I ain't hard to reach. Don't let nobody tell you to get a message to me. All right? Unless it's something positive. Unless it's green light or above. You hear me? You heard what I said, right? If they got something green light or above, then I know they at least near where we at. Then you can bring me the message. Other than that, don't tell me nothing nobody said. Don't send me nothing anybody said, because their voice was never big enough. We were only entertaining them. or allowing or tolerating them for the sake of the whole, hoping they would get some sense about themselves. But other than that, their voice not big enough for me to even hear them. You with me? So don't bring it to me. We only focus on Pop coming home. All right? Any questions? Anybody got any questions before I get out of here? No questions. It should be clear. Fine. Tell the truth. Find out the truth. The young elder been putting out videos saying how they set them up. All right, go watch them. Get informed and let other people know. We're bringing him home. We ain't waiting on nobody. None of that. Peace and love. Oh, the sister, I saw you. I hope you're still in here. Okay, I was saying something while you asked. You asked if you could still get the books. Yeah, DM Mrs. Faise, and she'll be able to tell you how to get them. If y'all want the books, DM Mrs. Faise, because you will have to show your I think the screenshot of where you sent the donation at, but it's 15 books. I haven't sent all of them out yet though, because remember when we were about to do the show, the house got shot up. You feel me? So just give me some time to rebalance that, and then I'll have all that sent out. Well, I do. All right, so y'all know what to do. I gave y'all the mission. We back on here. We'll gather again. And I'm telling y'all, this is the time of the orators. Pop asked the question, okay? Do you hear me? He said, where are my helpers? And Pop is the light. Orators. Aiders of the or. And or is light. Ansar, Nur. Nur Ansars. Okay? He said, where y'all at? And all of y'all who are stepping forth, you're showing that you're there. If these people don't want to listen, that he been asking to help them, all right, y'all will help them. Because you know how important it is. And it's not over. Somebody said they got a question. Go ahead, hurry up. What was the question? Should we still get the green light? And what green light? Any light. Yeah, you get the green light and the blue one. Why is Pops so important to the movement? I don't know if I have time to go over all that again. What I can say is watch the Let's Go Master for Master. Go to YouTube, type in Phase 1, Phase, Faise, space ONE, Master for Master, and watch that. And all I'm going to ask is, who did what he did? Who's doing what he's doing? You hear me? There is no if he does not get free. You don't, trust me, you don't even want to think that. That's not a reality you even want to give any thought to. Because the only reason why you know me and have me is because of him. The only reason why I'm so invested in this is because of him. Certain beings don't have to be here. Who would die to get them free? I mean, ain't nobody gonna have to die to be. I willingly give my life, but that's personal. That ain't, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother conversation. We working that out. Well, I'm telling you, ain't none of that. Nobody got to do none of that. All you got to do is listen. Do what I'm telling you to do. If you with us, if not, don't feel like you got to do anything. If you with us, we ain't on no negativity. We're not frolicking with these people over here and there. All right, we're going straight to what we were told to do. Get this out there. Let people know what's going on. Clean up, sweep the streets, so that when he coming out, he ain't walking over no dirt. He get right to where he need to go to. And I don't know what's next. Y'all don't know what's next. He do. Let's respect that. Because we didn't know this was everything we dealing with in this day and time. He told us was coming. Y'all be thinking I'm the one figuring all this out. Most of this stuff, he told us. I'm just bringing it to you. We're going to respect that. Nobody's going to act like they're the man. Not around me. That's why they didn't like me. Because they were trying to act like they were the man. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm the stand-in. Y'all ain't the motherfuckers. What? No, he the one. Yeah. Telling you, pay attention. All right? I may be able to answer a few more questions. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all got to get y'all, brothers, let me tell y'all something. Get you a mate that cares about your health. Get you somebody who cares about you. All right? Well, I'm only talking. She made tea for me. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to stop and go drink something. I walk over there, tea already made. You understand? So I might be able to answer a few more questions. Don't get you with nobody to sit there watch you drown. Just because you look good. Can you change your middle name to Melika? You can do whatever you want to do. Book 16, we on 15. Any more questions? Talk more 2025 rollout. It's all fake. Don't feed into it. Don't give it any more of your energy. All right? Focus on you being healthy, sustaining yourself and your family, and looking forward to the new day that's not falling out of the sky, the new day that you're bringing. Other than that, it's a fear tactic. If they got time to stop and make commercials and post about 2025, can't be that big of a threat, can it be? If they got time to still and go to their famous people or rich banquets and BET Awards and everything is still going on without a hit. They still producing TV shows as we speak. And they want y'all to be scared about 2025. Does that make sense to you? If 2025 was really a possibility, that means all production should stop and cease. Shade Room shouldn't be posting who the fuck got married last year. You understand? None of that should still be going on. Everybody should be bracing themselves for the potential impact of said 2025. They're lying to you. I had to tell people that over there. I'm actually getting tired of telling people that. They're lying. They're playing off emotions. They threw the abortion thing in there. All right, let's get that clear. There's no such thing as pro-choice versus pro-life. Both of them are a choice. Is that clear? The woman has the ability to choose. So all the men, you can feel how you want to feel about it. This is the truth about it. Unless you're going to force her or be barbaric about it, which is what men most of the time resort to being, it's her choice still, whether or not the child comes through. You want to know why it's important for you to respect that? Because you're on something that you've referred to for the longest as Mother Earth. And it's her choice whether or not human beings continue on and live. Through natural selection, she could cause it to be that this planet is so oxygen depleted, you can't be here anymore. And that'll be her avoiding you. So long as men stop jumping in and trying to control everything just because of their belief system, all right, then it will fall in balance because both of them are choices. All right. Now, as the ones who are leaders of society, if you want it to be that there's more life coming through, make it more suitable. Make it more of a favorable choice in the mind of those who are subject to the society's guards or their railings, right? Make it more of a favorable reality that she choose for the child to come through. What resources will be available to her that she doesn't have to beg the government for? Do you have things set up in your communities that will say whether or not the father chooses to help her, she can go to y'all and y'all not be trying to sleep with her? You know what I mean? But they threw the abortion thing in there. They threw a lot of things in there in a list and just sent it around social media. They tried to pick all of the points that Democrats are aligned with, or liberals, as they call them, are aligned with, and they weaponized it. That's how they do. They even said, he's trying to put Christianity in the schools. That shouldn't be no problem, should it be? But they slipped and put that one in there. Because why would Christian people be upset about them putting Christianity or teaching Christianity in the school? If you're Christians. They slipped and put that one in there. But they knew people were going to be leaning more so on the abortion thing. And they didn't hear Trump speak about it. Trump did not say abortion with no exceptions. He said he was thinking and speaking more with these people. And he said, I agree with what's going on with when people are sexually assaulted. He said he agrees that when that happens, that people should be able to not keep the child. And what else did he say? Incest. He said people being able to not keep the child. He agreed with that. So here's what people are misconstruing. He doesn't say that it's going to be unlawful and you'll go to prison for doing it. They're not going to fund certain abortion procedures. You see how they'll get it twisted? Make people think they won't be able to do it at all. They're not going to fund certain abortion procedures. Meaning they're not going to give the women the money to do it. That doesn't mean that other independent companies and state won't be able to fund it. They just won't be allocating funds toward it. Only ones who really want people to be upset about that is the people that's behind the businesses like Planned Parenthood. Because they get millions, billions off of these operations. You understand? It's about money. They don't care nothing about whether or not the woman is healthy, all this other stuff. Oh, abortion is healthy. They don't care nothing about that. It's about money. All right? So the key thing to remember is they put lists together like that. They don't have to say whether or not it's true or false. But let me tell you something that's interesting. All right? And you can fact check me on this. The fact checkers are fact checking that post. Did you see me post the Project 25? You know, what everybody else jumped out to do. And I watched him. I said, oh, I seen it. Oh, so he just hit his head. Right? Because the fact checkers running around. So they fact check the post. They say, yo, this partly false. You get what I'm saying? I don't jump out and do shit and speak on shit and say shit just because people saying it and doing it and speaking on it. That ain't me. Just like when everybody was like, oh, the assassination is staged. You really got to like look at that. All the people running around making videos saying that shit. You really got to look at that. You hear me? So to answer your question, it's not a concern or a concern of yours unless you allow it to be. If this world's entertainment and money and economic system doesn't freeze or halt, there's no real threat. You with me? Same thing with what they told everybody to be scared about in 2020. They were still making commercials about it. Wait a minute. How are you making commercials about some shit? And in order to make this commercial, you had to bring a team of people together. And they got to work closely when everybody was supposed to be separated. People ain't going to think like that. You made a commercial about some shit saying everybody needs to stay away from each other. And y'all got to come close. I know how commercials work. How you get to drive to somebody? You toss it across the room? How was they overseeing the cut? Checking the angles? Who was the assistant director working next to? Himself? It's all games. So don't worry about none of that. I'm not worried about it. I'll tell you like that. You can do what you want. I'm not worried about that. We got more important things to pay attention to and focus on. All right? What we on? And I hope that the conversation about abortion was, listen, I know that's a sensitive topic. I want to always let y'all know that, okay? I'll never understand what it means to be a woman. So I don't have my opinion wrapped up in that. And I advise the men to really be thinking about that when you're speaking on stuff like that. Be cautious about it. So I just want to put that out there that I know that's a heavy topic. All right? Same reason why I put it in the song Come Home and said what I said about it. All right? What we got? A one-on-one? I haven't started back doing those yet. Well, I do. I see you. Anybody else? What's the connection between Merkaba and the purple light or crown chakra? I don't know why you said specifically the crown or purple. What I can say is when you do go silent, if you want to focus on the crown or purple chakra alone, when you go silent, all right, you activate the Bakamir. Okay? Not Merkaba, Bakamir. And I put this in the book called Rehab. All right? And Bakam means silent or muteness. Okay? And in the center of your brain, you have that what's called that pineal gland, which everybody refers to as the third eye. And that's why I told people the third eye and the crown chakra are one. All right? Because you don't have one without the other. The third eye is in the brain. And that crown is really the brain. You understand? And the corona is the glow that activates after you speed up the brain or repent, change the mind. Because if you didn't know, there are electrical circuits shooting through your brain every day, all day, and shadow, you know it now. All right? So the closest association I can bridge you to is the fact that when you go silent, you activate what's literally called the silence, as I say. The silence, all right? Psi meaning the mind and lens meaning the eye, your mind's eye. And when you ask somebody what's the mind's eye, first thing that pops into their brain is what? The third eye, the pineal gland. You understand? So that connection would be flipping the Merkaba around. Instead of saying Merkaba, which is a word meaning a chariot or a ship, broken down into three parts to say mir, light, ka, spirit, ba, body. Okay. If you flip it and say ba, ka, mir, which is what it really takes to build up a pyramid, you go from ba to ka to mir. The mir being that capstone, which is lit up, light, mir. And mir also means pyramid. You understand? If you flip it, then you get ba, ka, mir, and you'll find the word bakam, meaning silent. So that connection is what I just experienced, which I've been teaching people more about, the vocal fasting, going time periods without speaking. Okay? You do emit more of a bluish, purplish light because you've gone into darkness. You understand? And you're able to receive more sound, which means you're going into light. Okay? You have to read my book to connect that dot because true light and true sound are twins. A lot of people only speak about the true light. That's all they had. You go to the true sound. And I spoke about sound refraction, or refraction waves. Okay. How sound travels further and faster, okay, through the darkness without the sun being out than it does when the sun is out. Okay. Go look at the refraction of sound waves. All right. So when you're sitting in the silence, you're able to hear more, the true sound. So you be silent to hear. So a part of activating the Merkaba, as you call it, which is the Bakamir, is being silent, which gives you meditation. Meditate. Go into the center to activate the Tate or the truth. Okay? Or that cheerful side of the self, that inner child called the inner sense. Meditate. Go look up Tate. You'll find cheerful or truthful. And meta means center. Go into the center, the dot. Back to the center. Okay? And that activates, that's what's referred to as the Merkaba or Bakamir. There are different levels to it also. It's not just one time you're going to do it and say, oh, I got it finally. It's different levels because you're still growing. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You're definitely not the same being you were 5 years ago. So that same Merkaba won't fit you now that you had when you were younger. Okay? There's a different field around you. So it's an ongoing thing. That's why I talked about in Nothing Versus Everything, the eternal pursuit. You're never going to stop, even if you think you're stopping. Have you ever not been moving? Even if you sit, what they call perfectly still, you're not sitting still because you're still breathing in and out. Even if you stop breathing, involuntarily, your heart is going to beat and pump blood in and out. And it's not the blood a part of you? Are you with me? So your heart is moving. Your kidneys are still moving and doing what they're doing. Your bladder is still doing what it's doing. You understand? And even your cells are moving. You've never not been in motion. Even when people die, they're motionless. No, they're not. When rigor mortis starts to set in, that locking up of the body and becoming more cold, that's motion. When your body starts to decompose, that's motion. You understand? So you're always moving. Something that I'm talking about in the newest book called Relax. It ain't came out yet. It's going to come out with it's the 15th one when I send them all out. In that book, I speak about the fact that you're not, I would bring up again, because I've taught it before. You're not really attempting to silence the monkey. Everybody's, oh, we got to silence the monkey that do the banging of the cymbals, ding, 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 in the cartoons. You're not really trying to silence that monkeys. The monks will teach you that. You with me? That's the monk key. You're not trying to silence it. You're learning to dance with it. Or give it order. Orchestrate it. You stand there as the productor, or the conductor as they call it, but productor. And you say, all right, now keep on beat. So that this monkey isn't playing the cymbals at the wrong time. You with me? All of this is dealing with how you get back into the piece. It's the science of the ibis. All right, I'm going to teach more of that in the book also. It was a Masonic science of what is Masonry anyway. The Masonic emblem specifically. You with me? What else we got? And the people that don't understand that, you'll get more of it in the book. Just remember that I'm speaking about the beautiful system of morale. Okay? Remember that. Veiled in allegory. Remember that. illustrated by symbols. Remember that. And I'll break down to you. Because when you're saying beautiful system, okay, of morale, that's bosom. BSM, bosom. Like Muslims are trying to get back into, or working to get back into the bosom of Allah. BSM. Beautiful symbol of morale. Veiled in allegory, what do you get? VIA. All right. Illustrated by symbols. What do you get? Ibis. So bosom via Ibis. And what was the Ibis? The Ibis is the one who brought the wisdom to all of you. The one who had the pen. Tehudi, who wrote with the quill. Okay? That's why when you're saying, I want to be more tranquil, you're training to understand what? The same things that the one who brought the peace to begin with brought, was who had the quill, tranquil. You can look at it like this, a vehicle toward that quill, tranquil, peace, a train. And who was the conductor or the producer of that train? Are you with me? Because I put that in the book. Just like when you listen to my teachers on all over everywhere, but most recently, the young elder, or my phone about to die. But when you go to on the brother young elder, you'll realize I cover all these different things, these variety of topics. Same thing in the books. Answering the question that I know y'all have. So a lot of times when you hear me say, yo, that's in my book, I'm not being funny. It's real. All right. So when you get the books, well, since people are asking, if my phone doesn't die, I'm going to show you how to get the books one more time. All right. All of these are written by me. People ask me, what order should I read them in? I used to tell them, but now I say, whatever books stick out to you first, read that one. And then you go from that one to the next, to the next, to the next. But just know there's 15 in all. One is called Why. Another is called How to Fight COVID and Win. Who Knows the Secrets? You Are Light, All Right. Did Jesus Really Die for Your Sins? Is the Computer God? What else? Out of the Darkness. I say How to Speak Elite. Rehab. X Marks the Spot. How did he die? Right? Nothing versus Everything. The Blue Kachina book. What I forget? Huh? How to Love Again. Yep. It's a lot of books. Before the year over, we'd probably be talking about 20 books, 30 books. Yeah, I wrote all of them. Send you something false? I ain't gonna send you nothing false. I'm gonna send you something true. How about that? Nah. Yeah, all these books lit. Like if you started with the Y book, that's a caliber within itself. And if you kept going, you'd be like, wait a minute, the caliber shifts. All of them have their own purpose. There's no set price. You can send $1, you can send $1,000. All funds are used to help me keep going. I don't work no jobs, none of that other stuff. This is what I do. I do this. Music. Music yields funds also now. Don't get it twisted. Because for a while, streaming funds have been substantial. So don't get it twisted that I'm saying, oh, I just need y'all to. All right, you help how you want to help. But don't think I'm trying to tax you for no books either. If you got something to send, you send what you send. You send what you want to send. And you'll get them. If you sent funds before and get your books, you know who to go to. Mrs. Faise. She makes sure everybody get their books. All right? I ain't scamming nobody. I don't know where that even came from. She makes everybody get their books. And yes, I wrote all of them. And yes, they are digital files. I already got 10 of your books. I need 5 more. Well, hit a donation, because after that 10, when that 11 one came, people send more donation. I think we just keep sending more, all of them anyway. So you can't never really lose the books, because once you get to the next one, I send all of them. I appreciate that, Beavis. Yeah, they legit. I don't know. I think we'll probably come on here and read some of it. I don't know, maybe later. Probably gonna read some out of it. Yeah, that's how it happens. So if you bought them when it was 10, you know what I mean? You can buy them when it's 15. So you get 5 more. You know what I'm saying? Can we get all the books for one price or separate? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's get it clear. One donation gets you the 15 books. It's always been like that. I'm not saying this ain't no sale. I don't know why people make comments like, oh, rent must be due. Rent is always due. I don't understand what people be trying to say. I guess rent must be due. They gotta use my... Come on, man. What are you talking about? Rent is always due if you pay rent. Do people think rent... Listen, I don't know people like own houses and stuff, but for all you rich people, do you think rent ends? Like, they like, all right, you did enough. You can have it. It's yours. That's not a normal situation. That happens, that's probably just, I don't know. That's the anomaly. They don't end rent. It don't expire. If your rent end, you probably got another letter. Said get out. That's the only time rent going in. That's the only time niggas ever get a break. We like, phew, nigga, at least we don't gotta pay rent. That's it. That's all you get out of it. After that statement, you still gotta worry. But we get a little break. Whew, at least we don't gotta pay them bitches. But shit, nigga, where the fuck we finna go now? That's when the shit start. Yeah, nigga, we know we at least got 30 days. You know that. You know you at least got 30 days. Shit. Fuck. Rent always be due. Why they be trying to clown me like, what? I would love to be able to come and tell y'all, say, I don't pay rent nowhere. Yeah. Even if you move in with somebody. You know what I mean? They stairs across the breakfast table just gonna get colder and colder and colder every week. Especially if you're a grown man. You know what I mean? When they first open the door, oh, I ain't seen you in a long time. Yeah, we family. I got you. Give it 3 weeks. They don't got you. They don't got you. You got you. I just had to put that out there real quick. Rent always due. What the fuck? Do they think we just got rent like put up for when they come for it? We just, oh yeah, go get the rent. Go to the rent folder that like replenishes itself. It's one thing for people to count your pockets. Why the fuck people be counting the dates too? Like, what? Oh, it must be the first. This the first? Oh yeah, that's why you selling books. Dog. Yo, I wish they would have just did the rent thing every year so motherfuckers couldn't just be like saying that shit. Like, what the fuck? Do it annually so motherfuckers don't say stupid shit. Cause 30 days ain't enough for a motherfucker to stop being dumb. Transparency is your best friend on this walk. When I was homeless, motherfuckers knew I was homeless. I would tell people in my family, are you sure you want to tell it? Wait. Yo, I'm going to tell the truth. This is my story. Ain't nobody going to make me feel bad about my story. This is what happened. This is my story. I was homeless. What the fuck? I didn't even know what was going to happen. All I did was just told people I was homeless. Next thing I know, my DM was flooded with people telling me, yo, send me your cash app. This was 2019. I didn't ask for no money. I was just like letting people know, like, yo, man, here go the situation. I'm going to figure this out. I just wanted, I can use it for a time to encourage people. Don't ever be embarrassed about your situation. It's your situation. Own your struggle. That was my thing. I said, own your struggle. I showed people the car I was living out of and everything. I said, own it. I said, own it. And don't let nobody make you feel bad about it. No. But you help how you want to help. That's why I get how this shit was like, but we really was like needing to relocate. We still are. So when people were sending that, that's why I turned the comments off. I said, I know what people gonna be thinking, but I'm not. It's not beneficial for me to make nothing up. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that was sending stuff for that. Thank you for that. But I ain't do that for everybody. I did that for the people who helped me already, who already be supporting me. I don't be trying to win people over. So yeah, the books, however much. Most I think somebody paid directly for the books was $1,111. And that was when I think it was maybe 6 books. This had to be 2021. This is before I went on tour. And then they turned around and donated free will offering. They gave a free will offering of another 1,000. And the most free will offering that somebody sent at one time was 5,000. And the next day they sent 4,000. So, you know what I mean? And I ain't come on here and do nothing. I ain't do too much. The only motherfuckers who knew that, because I thought about it, the only ones who knew about it was the people who subscribed. They was the only ones who was able to see that shit. Other than that, I kept that behind us. I said, motherfuckers don't be really happy for your progress and how people help you and all that. They hate that. So I'm like, I'm not finna do that. And I let people think that we didn't have nothing going on when the fundraiser first started. I let all that happen. But they'll send you your helpers. If you're doing right, they'll send you your helpers. It's going to come. I'll tell you something interesting. The person was like, oh, he go to Tassili. That sister Tassili is my spiritual aunt. All right, it go way too deep for me to explain right now. But what I can say is she said I was going to be here before I got here. She predicted my arrival to my mother, right? Said there's going to be a boy coming through. He's going to carry the spirit of Malcolm. My mom was like, fuck that. I'm not having no more children. Da, da, da. She's like, no, there's a child coming through. He's going to carry the spirit of Malcolm, right? Long story short, I arrived. So when I was 13, I met her for the first time. And around that time, there was another reading that came through for my mother. And it was, that would be way too deep. But a reading came through for my mother. And she was saying, this was when I was 13, 14. Because my mother was asking what was going on with my music. Like, he wanted to do this music thing. What's going to become of that? What's the word on that? And Tassili was saying, she said he got to pay his dues. She said he going to have to pay his dues. She said, but all he got to do was keep doing that. She said people would send him money. Y'all, I didn't have no Cash App, no PayPal, no, what do you call it? Zelle, no none of this shit. I don't think I even had a phone. I think my phone when I was 13. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just finna go to high school, all this. I didn't know what was meant by that. Years later, I think it might have been in the middle of 2020, 2021, or 2022, somewhere along there. It just hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I think 2020 was my first fundraiser when I did the Sign to the People campaign. And we wound up raising $3,000. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. People really helped. You know what I'm saying? And it dawned on me. I said, wait a minute. Or it rose on me. I said, people will send you money. She was right. She was saying that the people would help. And this was way before now. So she was right on point. But she always been on point. But you know what I mean? Some folks will kick it. Like they can see and like they psychic and all that shit. That lady ain't kicking. She can read you when you walk in. She know your whole story. Tell it back to you. Ask you if you want to edit it. So she was right. And y'all have been helping since. So, like I said, transparency is your best friend. I don't like that whole, just tell them it's this. Just tell them it's that. And people trying to do little shit like that behind the scenes, even when it came to Young Elder thing. You know what I mean? Bro, he ain't with that and I ain't with that. We ain't telling, transparency. You know what I'm saying? If I got a car and the engine went out, That's what I'm gonna come and say. I'm not gonna come and say, I got a little nephew, little John. He just needs help with this and that. That ain't me. I don't know. That shit maybe I almost just threw up. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, that shit don't even sound right coming out my mouth. The fuck? So if I say relocating efforts, that's what the fuck I mean. That ain't saying somebody got to buy me a house. That's saying we already in motion. So anything they were sending and anything people choose to send in this moment, okay, that helped. And it has been helping. What the fuck? Ain't nobody making nobody do nothing. People help because they know what it feels like to need help. And they understand the importance. All right, so there is a return on that, the books. So the books will be sent out soon. I want to make sure that the Come Home show is out this month. So I'm going to be working on that effective immediately. We just had to do some running around after that shit popped off. All right, but I ain't went nowhere. We still in the fight. All right. Peace in the land is truly wonderful. Why do?